So I'll never forget that first Sunday after the pandemic, with all the uncertainty and confusion that was part of that moment. And we led a worship service from this space that was entirely virtual. And it was a learning curve for you, it was a learning curve for me, it was a learning curve for all of us, how to do this ministry online. But as we stayed with that practice over 6 months before we returned to in-person worship, I think we all learned some things and found that there was something strangely beautiful in the practice and in the ability to stay connected from a distance. Even a year since we've been back in worship, we remain committed to not only in-person worship, but to virtual ministry and virtual worship as well. In fact, we strive for excellence in both of those areas and are investing so that we can share the good news of Christ's love for all people, not only to those who gather in person, but to those who worship with us online or participate in any number of our small group offerings which continue online as well. So today we're going to listen to just a few people who've been touched and continue to be touched by our online ministry presence.
During COVID, on Sunday mornings, I would say to Ray, let's go to church. And we would turn on the computer, we would listen to the service, we would listen to the sermon, we would sing the hymns, we would pass the peace. We often did communion on Communion Sundays, and it was just so wonderful to be connected in our spiritual home in our church during COVID. On Wednesday night, Wellness Night, we often listened to experts keep us focused, keep us vital, keep us healthy, and that was, again, very helpful.
What I have found is that the small group offerings, the warmth, the inclusiveness, the hospitality of the church has brought me back again and again. The small group offerings are fabulous. In the fall, I plan to attend group spiritual direction and circles of trust, and I am excited about the women's retreat in November, where I hope to meet a lot of you in person. And thank you all for being such a welcoming church and allowing me to become a part of Westside, even though I live so far away. We're 2 hours away, but it feels like I'm there with you every week. Thank you so much.
I've never been part of a Presbyterian congregation or a liturgical tradition before. I'm ex-evangelical, and at Westside I met other ex-evangelicals like Dave and Kathy Coop, whom I correspond regularly with. Pastor Liz and Pastor Mark have been very, very gracious to me, along with many others, in wanting to hear my perspectives. And it's been about 6 months, and I've no idea for how long I will be journeying with Westside, but for now, I look forward to learning from those who are very contemplative in their understanding of God.
So online streaming service has been really important part of my life since last year. And especially when the pandemic situation was very bad and everything was so uncertain, Sunday service and noonday prayer made me calm, strong, and move forward. And most importantly, I was able to feel that I was connected to this church community. So I feel very blessed and thankful that the Westside has been live streaming services.
4 years ago, I moved to Pennsylvania after my husband, Wes, died, to be closer to family. I did try to find a new church. I visited maybe 3 or 4, but found that Westside was my home. It's my church. And because of new technology, I've been able to enjoy the live stream services and sing. Luckily, nobody can hear me but me. And just be there, be part of my church.
There's something unique and special about Westside and what's happening here. So let's not limit it to people who can only get here in person. There are people who love this church and had to leave the area, and we can stay connected with them. There are people who can't get here every Sunday or every day that we offer programs, but they want to stay involved. And there are people searching the internet right now looking for a church, hoping and praying that there'll be a church that will meet their needs and speak to their hearts. Westside can be that church. And your gifts and your investment in our virtual ministry can enable that to happen. So thank you in advance for your generosity.